Alright, first thing, I don't know how long this video is going to be because it's not a normal video. Second, my apologies for no Kengan reaction this week. I know some of you were disappointed. I was having work done inside of my house, and that, causes an amount of background noise that can't really be worked with most of the time. It's pretty much like all day work. I'm not waiting all day to read a Kengan chapter. I'm sorry, I'm not that dedicated. So I was like, yeah, I'll just do a review, but then, it's a Kengan chapter. Some of you have asked, Misk, are you going to do Kengan reviews again? Probably not, unless I get a chapter that gives me a lot to talk about. The problem with a lot of Kengan Omega is it feels like a lot of the chapters really don't have much in the way of substance. There's a lot of action, but that makes for good reactions, not really for reviews, because then the reviews are basically just me recounting everything that happened in the chapter, and I don't like doing reviews like that. They're boring to do. The problem with this week's chapter is that not really much of note happens in it. We learn about how the inside works, which is, cool. It's not really, super prevalent to the rest of the series, though. And then, Oma has a sit-down with Koga and says, I want you to inherit my Nico style, all of it. I want you to know all of it. Become a fully-fledged Nico style practitioner. Learn the whole goddamn thing. And as you could imagine, a lot of people did not like that. Me included. So, here I am now at almost midnight, going into a Monday. Mildly, well, I'm not sick, but my allergies have been bugging me. Nose and throat problems. So, I'm a little tired, I'm a little unwell, and I'm significantly unhappy with the last few pages of chapter 200. I was wondering if it would be a big one or not. I guess this is technically big. I think I need to talk about why I don't like this, why I think a lot of other people don't like this. For starters, a lot of people really fucking hate the Nico style these days. They really hate it. I think the reason for that is, generally speaking, the Nico style seems really overpowered. It's martial arts manga magic. It's nonsensical. It makes no fucking sense. Its basis is around, the manipulation of the flow of power, but it just lets you do things that are fucking impossible. And that's not very interesting in a series where almost every other really strong character uses either an actual martial art or something built upon actual martial arts. Now, I know the Nico style's, I think, supposed to be based upon some kind of traditional jujitsu, because I think that's what the Gao style is based on. But, it's just fucking magic. It just lets you do a bunch of nonsensical, shitty kung fu movie stuff. No, not even that. It lets you do shitty Steven Seagal movie stuff, okay? The Nico style was way more compelling in Kengan Ashura, where Oma was learning how it worked. It didn't let him do literally everything. And, there was a lot of struggle involved with using the Nico style then. We've seen a bit of it with Koga, which has been the better aspect of him learning the Nico style. But then we get into the issue of Koga learning the Nico style, which is basically him becoming a new Oma, when he was supposed to be becoming his own distinguished fighter with his own unique style based in karate, and then sort of hybridized into its own thing from him compiling various other moves and various other, not necessarily specific moves, but general martial arts techniques that he incorporates from other people. There were two problems with that. One, we skipped over all of his post-Purgatory tournament training. We go half a dozen chapters, and then just suddenly, even though it's not actually suddenly, oh, Koga's actually, pretty decently strong now. as opposed to him being like kind of a bottom tier fighter with no real build up to it. We just skipped over it all. And as a result, it doesn't feel earned. So then Koga learning the Niko style, which is kind of bullshit, feels extra unearned. And then you get into, what I guess stems off of another problem people have, which is he learns it from Oma, who died at the end of Ashura. And you know what? His death at the end of Ashura was great. It was built up to so well. It was earned. It was narratively satisfying. And then we just brought him back. For what purpose? To beat Lolong in the tournament and then to teach Koga the Niko style, I guess? You could argue he's here to get revenge on Tiger Niko, but like, Agito wants that too, so we could have just had Agito do that. Not to mention Oma, yeah, he's matured a lot, and that's made him way less interesting than he was in Ashura. So he's just kind of like a cardboard cutout of Oma, who's just better than he was in Ashura, and essentially doesn't have any of the weaknesses he had in Ashura. So he's just not very interesting. He's really fucking strong. And now he's making Koga really strong in a way that frankly doesn't feel very earned, because he reached a new level of power without us watching him work for it. So honestly, I feel like this shit is just a compounding of various things in Omega that are not good and that very few people actually like. And, that's just why people are so upset about it. That's why it's just kind of like an ick. It's just yuck. You see the main character getting stronger, and you think, And that's not what you're supposed to think about your main character. That's not supposed to be how it works. I don't hate Koga. I like Koga, generally speaking. I just think Sandra's kind of fucked up when it comes to various parts of his character arc, making them feel narratively satisfying, making his various achievements feel earned. His achievements prior to the Purgatory Tournament felt earned, because we spent like 50 fucking chapters watching him work for it, and then we just skipped over 2 years worth of training. That's how you mess up a character arc. Yeah, him losing the Berserker Bowl, that was good. That was a good thing. I mean, he was beat to shit and fighting someone who was not nearly in as bad of condition, but it showed that Koga still had places to go. And then now, he's just being filleted by everyone in the universe, and you have all of the top tiers for some reason wanting him to become their successor. Why does Oma want Koga to become his successor? Is it just because he's talented? Probably. But there's a fuckload of talented people in the verse. Why is Koga so special? Is Koga the real Tiger's vessel? I don't feel like talking about that. I'm not going to get into these sorts of wacky theories right now. I'm here to bitch and moan about things. Though I'm kind of done with that now. I don't think I have anything else left to say. I hope this video is like mildly coherent. It probably wasn't that much, but it was just kind of me expressing some of my feelings about the end of chapter 200. I imagine it's the same thing a lot of you are feeling as well. Be sure to let me know down in the comments. Until next time, I'll see you guys around. Take care.